Hey everyone, welcome to this video. So this one we're going to be making a sell GUI so that when you have full stamina, it asks you to sell your stuff. So let's get right into it. So first things first is we want to go down to start GUI and close all this, and we just want to go into main screen. Now we could make a whole new GUI, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to click on add, and then I'm going to add in an image label. I'm gonna call this cell BG for cell background, and I'm gonna set the position to 0, 0, 0, 0, and the size to 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0, just to remove all offsets. If you've been following along, I'm sure you might know what an offset is by now. If not, then it's basically just how many pixels it's offset by. Is the best way of describing it. Now we can size it up to our liking. I'm going to have mine a bit like this, and then just place that center of the screen. You'll notice center, if when you're dragging it around you'll come across some green lines like that, and when they cross each other you know it's center of the screen. Now no matter what we do, it will always be center. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. The image URL here is not going to be in the description. To get it, all you've got to do is go over to the shop GUI, click on shop, and then copy that image URL, and you can go back and paste it in. Yeah, sorry, I made a mistake there. I was thinking the wrong thing. Next, we can change the image color. For the image color, I'm just going to get the same color as these points here, so I'm just going to go to my coin display, and then I can go to down here. If I scroll, I'm currently, yeah, this is right. I want to get this background color. I'm going to copy that, go over here and paste that into the image color. I'm then going to go down to slice on the scale type 6677. As always, we've got some nice rounded UI, except we've also got to go and make the background transparency 1, and there we go, we've got some rounded UI now. Now I'm going to add in a text label. I'm going to set the position to 0, 0. The size is going to be 1, 0, 0.2, 0, and then that'll make this a nice thick box. I'm going to rename this text label to header. I'm then going to make the background transparency 1. I'm then going to change the text to out of stamina, like so. Scale that up, make it white, change the font, make it a nice like sort of bold colour, and then I'm going to duplicate the header and rename this to description. Description. Sorry, my typing's been a bit slow today. And then I'm going to move that down just underneath the out stamina and make it on the size and on the bottom I'm going to put 0.6 on the Y. And then this text here is going to say please sell your points to to regain stamina, or something along the lines of that. I'm actually just going to bring this in a bit more, make it a bit smaller, maybe drag it more central, like so. I'm going to change this font to Source Sans Light, not Italic, Light. Yeah, that's alright. Could actually be a bit different to that, maybe. That'll do. Next off, we've got the description. We're going to add in a text button. This button's going to be sell. We can actually have two buttons here. This one's going to be sell. I'm going to set the position as 0, 1, 0.1, 0, 0.7, 0. Actually, no, I'm going to set this to 0.6 on the 0.65 on the Y, and then I'm going to put background transparency. Actually, I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to put this as sort of like a greenish kind of colour. Make the size 0.1, 0.75, 0, 0.2 comma 0.15 comma 0. Then we sort of get this, and then I'm just gonna sort of center this a bit more, like so. Awesome. Now I'm gonna get rid of make the border size pixel 0, change the text to be cell, scale that up, make it white if I could do so, and then maybe this all sounds bold. Let's get a text stroke, put that to 0, and then we get a nice little outline. Right, now I'm going to duplicate the cell, and then this will be cancel. And here, the position on this is going to go down to 0. Maybe 853. Actually, let's bring that up a bit. Just like so, like that. I'm going to put mine obviously at 0.819. I'm going to have mine at. I'm now going to make this a slightly red, and then this is going to be, rather than cell, this will be cancel. Here we go. That's our nice little button system. Now what we've got to do is we're gonna come back to script later, and we're gonna close this for now. So just click on that and make it invisible. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make an image. Can we get an image button? Yeah, we can. And then I'm then gonna call this. Right, so I'm gonna add an image button, and I'm gonna call this. I'm going to call this cell button, and I'm gonna place this probably just here above the rebirth. I'm gonna get this open here on the Game Pass shop. And I'm actually just going to duplicate the open button, honestly. Delete the cell button, bring the open button into main screen, and call it cell button. Next I'm going to, next I'm going to bring it down. Oh, I don't want that one. I want this cell button. Bring it down. There we go. Now I've got to resize it. 80 by, if I get the size of this one, I've just had to size it so I can drag it out. Paste that back in. There we go. We've got the size back. Right, I'm going to place this probably like just here for now. We'll obviously sort out UI, as I say, in a future video properly. Then I'm going to call this this image button in here. I don't think we need that, do we? What have we got? We can delete the image button because we don't actually need an image. But in the text button, we're going to have some text that's going to say cell or something like that. We're just going to scale it, make it white. And then there we go. Now it's coming down to scripting. So we're going to start with our, let's do the cell background. So, okay, so in the cancel button, I'm going to click add and then a local script. And I'm just going to delete the print hello world, and I'm going to just paste this in. If you don't want to crack on with it, go ahead. But I'm going to go through it and explain. The reason why I do paste this stuff in is half of it so you lot can just copy it if you just want to go ahead. And the other half is just so I can reference back to it, because like long scripts, so I can get reference back to them. Because I don't have any other monitors or anything. But anyway, I'm going to say local button to create a variable named button equals script.parent, which is the cancel button because it's the parent of the script. Then we're going to say the button dot mouse button one click connect function. What this is saying is when the button's clicked here, it's going to basically call this function, so whatever script's in here. I'm going to say script.parent.parent.parent. No, we don't want that, do we? No, we just want two parents. Dot visible equals false. and say script.parent.parent dot parent script.parent and then dot cell button to get the cell button dot visible equals true. This is saying that the cell button will only become visible when it's when this becomes invisible. So when this, sorry, this is making sense. When this cell background becomes invisible, the cell button down here will become visible. If you want this to be visible all the time, then you can. I might make it a game pass. You have to have a game pass for the cell button. It's just, you know, if you want to make Robux. But if you want it just to always be down there, then you can. Okay, anyway. I'm going to clear the local script. Now, yeah, we can close that. Next is our cell button. Okay, this script is a bit more complicated. So if we go to cell, type in local, clear that. This one's a bit more complicated. So you can go copy as much of this as you can see here. For now, obviously we'll have to change a few bits and bobs. But I'm going to go through this one. So we'll start by saying player equals game.players.local player. This is getting the player, like your character. And we'll say script.parent.mouse button one click :connect function. This is saying that when our button, our cell button's clicked, we're going to call whatever script is in here. Say local lower torso. This is creating a new variable called lower torso equals player.character.lower torso. This is saying that our new lower torso variable is equal to the lower torso property of the character. The player.character, this is the model of the player in the workspace, and the lower torso is the body part, is the main body part that we're going to teleport. So we're going to say lower torso.cFrame, I'll explain what that is in a minute, equals game.workspace.coinpad.lander.cFrame. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a lander. This basically stops the player from, well, falling into the ground. So duplicate this and just call this lander and drag it into the coin pad. This lander here I'm going to move up and move it up quite a bit, mainly because we don't want it, otherwise you're just going to teleport into the ground and it'll glitch. We can make this cast shadow off, can collide off, transparency 1. Now if we go back to our script, .coinpad.lander.cFrame, what cFrame means is like the sort of the position, sort of. So we can say the lower torso, the position is going to equal to the position of the lander, and then we're going to say script.parent.parent. Here we're just trying to make the button is invisible. So if I open the cell button here, we got our text button. No, not our text button, sorry. We want to make the cell thing here visible. So we want two parents and then dot visible equals and false. And that is the first function. Okay, next we're going to want to drop down and say db equals false. This sounds for debounce. A debounce is something that can be used in script to sort of make a cooldown between scripts. Then we'll say game.replicate-storage.full-stamina.onClient event :connect, then function player. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. First, we're going to want to create this full stamina sort of function. Now I'm gonna give you a lot of challenge if you want to do it. So I'm gonna challenge you lot to create a event in the replicate storage called full stamina. So pause the video and do that, or if you don't know how, you can come do this. The reason why I'm giving you the challenge is because it helps you learn more. If you actually do challenges and you learn more, if you don't want to do that, then fair enough, just follow along. Give you some time to pause. Okay, so assuming that you may or may not have done that, I have no idea. You want to go over to replicate storage, click on add, and then a remote event, and we'll just call this full, then stamina. Alright, now that we've got this, we can say if db, by the way, if you got that right, then well done, is equal to false, then we'll say script.parent.parent.visible equals true. So this is saying that if the debounce is false and we've sort of waited our debounce time, our cooldown time, we're going to set the cell GUI to true. Next, we're going to say script.parent.parent.frame. Let me figure this one out. So we want to go down to our close button, basically our cancel. So then we'll say .cancel .mouse button one click :connect function. We don't actually have anything here. And let me just say db equals false, no, true rather. And you can clear all that. And then here we just say game.workspace.coinpad.touched :connect function, and then db equals false, which resets the cooldown when they sell. And there we go, that's the selling script for now. Next we've got our sell button here, so we're going to add in a local script into there. Okay, this one is a relatively simple script, so if you want to copy that you can, but I'm going to go through it. So player equals game.players.localPlayer. As you can see, we're just making a player variable. The reason this one's not local is because it doesn't need to be. It only needs to be a local variable if it's within a function or something like that. If it's just outside, just in the script, and it's like the top of the script, then yeah, you can just have it without the local. And so script.parent.mouse button one click. This is saying that when the sell button would be clicked, then we're gonna call this function here, so :connect and then function, and then local lower torso, once again same thing, equals player.character.lower torso. Next we're gonna say lower torso.cframe equals game.workspace. It's basically the exact same as what we had with the coin pad and stuff. .coinpad.lander.cframe. And then if you wanted to, what we could actually do is just go over to this, not here, but go down to, where was it? Could have sworn we had that somewhere. Was it here? Maybe not. Yeah, we did. Was it this? No. Could just yeah, that's no, never mind. No, yeah, let's just continue. So game.workspace.coinpad.touched :connect function. This is saying that when the coin pad's touched, then we're gonna say script.parent.parent.visible equals false. That'll make it invisible. Now we can clear all that and pat ourselves on the back because we've basically done it. Except there's one more bit. Okay, this bit you're going to want to keep an eye on. So we want to go to events, and there's something I forgot to do last episode as well. So after all the ifs, we want to say if, we basically just want to do one more if. So we want to say copy this here, which where we the bit where we set the stamina, and just put that outside of all these ifs. Next we're going to say if player.lead stats, .points.value is equal to player.stamina.value, then, so this is saying that when our points are equal to our stamina, then we're going to say game.replicate storage.full stamina :fire client and then the player, which I believe is exactly what I've got here. So then this is going to call that function, not that function, that remote event, when our stamina's full. Let's give it a test. I think it'll work, but I'm not sure. First we want to hide our cell button by default. So we want to go to our cell background, make sure that's invisible, and then hide our cell button as well. And then let's run it. So now when our stamina goes full, a pop-up should appear. As you can see, it's not going to work. Oh yeah, it is. Then we click sell. It does glitch a little bit. I'm still working on a script to sort of fix that smoothness, but we'll do that another time anyway. Another video. We'll probably have a massive like debug video because there's a few problems which we can fix. Well, not really problems, but like optimization. Here we go, about to hit 250. Let's not sell this time, and then our sell button appears. Now let's click sell, and it sells us, and the button disappears. As you can see, we do fall over. That's just how it is. I'm working on a fix of that. Anyway, so that's basically it for this video. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.